Hello.
How's it going, Salim?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yes, I can't see you for some reason. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I know you are, even though I can't see.
Let me see if I can lift it up a little bit. All right. There we go. Can everybody if anybody in the chat is there, can you see me? Thank you, Trinity.
Okay, I can. Hey, Trinity. Hey. Hi, Mercedes. I see some names I
Oh,
recognize. Okay, I don't know why I can't see you, but it's just black. I don't know, but that's okay.
okay. Maybe we'll figure it out as we go. But that's okay. I guess while everybody's joining, we can try to figure that out.
Yeah.
And go ahead and put a special code in the chat for everybody who's joining us today.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hello, hello. Lorette 20, I see you. Alice, Alice, I see you. It's so nice to do a live. I hardly ever do lives. Like, I don't know why. I just never really do them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's yeah, it takes a little time to do the live sometimes, but everybody loves collaborating and talking on the live, so this is a good time. This is a good
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that coupon code right there. IG Live 25.
That's right, y'all. Thank you for joining. If you're on, you get a special coupon for a limited time only. We are about to hop into the session in just a moment, but just so you know, there is a special code IG Live 25 tonight only.
IG Live 25. Get your Hydratherma Naturals products, y'all. IG Live 25.
All right. Well, I think we do have some folks joining. So thank you, everybody, for hopping in. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started. Good afternoon and thank you, or excuse me, good evening. Good evening and thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you also to Salima Cartwright for joining. We have the founder of Hydratherma Naturals, y'all. So
Yes.
thank you for Salima.
Thank
um,
you for having me, Asha. I appreciate it.
Anytime for you. So tonight, Salima, I think we're getting into some really interesting topics, some stuff that's come up in the Hydratherma Naturals community. There's some big things going around, like, we'll be talking about your book a little bit. We'll be talking about, obviously getting to know you better. And yeah, we're going to be getting that. And congratulations, by the
Thank
way,
you,
on that.
Asha. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and y'all know the name of the book is called Heat Training Natural Hair 101. Yeah,
Yes.
so we will definitely be digging into that. And I know, like, we'll get deeper into it, but based on heat training with your hair and doing it the healthy way, y'all. So if you want to know the healthy way to go about taking care of your hair, this will be a good discussion to tune into. So really excited to get into that. So yeah, we have a lot of fun topics to cover tonight, Salima. Yeah, can you are you able to see me now?
No, I don't know why. It's just like a black screen at the top. So I can hear you perfectly
Oh,
fine though.
okay. Well then it's fine, y'all. We're just gonna hop in.
Yeah, and everybody else can see you, so that's fine.
All right, well then we'll just continue this way. Just pretend I'm
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So I guess we're gonna start with a few fun questions if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, then the first question we had is just, you've been in hair care for a while now. You've obviously flourished here. I'm curious to know, just in general, what's your favorite hairstyle? Like, I'm curious, like, favorite hairstyle to wear, maybe favorite hairstyle to style.
My favorite, I have like a bunch of favorite hairstyles. I've had so many different hairstyles from bald to locks to afro to relaxer to, I mean, everything. Now heat train. I love my afro. That's one of my favorites. I loved my locks. I had like two sets of
Mm,
locks. That is one of my favorite styles. So you just get up and go, you just boom, get up and go. But I'm really enjoying my heat training journey right now because this is really easy too. Like it's just easy peasy. Just I went to the gym today, put my hair in Bantu knots, and had a head wrap on, took my Bantu knots off, and now I got some waves. So I have so many different hairstyles. I have to say though, I think that one of my favorites is probably like the afro and
Hmm.
locks, probably.
Yeah, you. Yeah, that's a that's wonderful. And yeah, it's just amazing. You name so many hairstyles. I always think about like how our hair is so versatile, you know. We can just
Yes.
and see the beauty in it. So I love that. And I'm really interested to hear more about like, you know, the heat trained hair and working out at the gym, because that's something that I struggle with a little bit as far as, you know, do I go to the gym when I straighten my hair or not? So I'm interested to hear about that as well.
Yes, I get that question. That's like the number one question I get.
Oh, because you know we straighten our hair and then it's like, okay, I don't want to frizz it up.
Yeah,
So that's a
yeah, and that's really important because a lot of times that'll keep people from going to the gym or keep people from doing any type of exercise because they don't want to sweat their hair out. So I got some good tips for that.
thank you. Okay, well, see y'all better tune in. Okay. Well, next question, kind of piggybacking off of the last one. What's your favorite hair color? And this might depend, but I'm just
My
curious.
favorite hair color, I love henna. I love henna. I henna my hair. I love henna because it gives your hair really nice. You can really see it in the sun. You can't really see it now, and I have like a lot of grays coming in now, so I haven't henna my hair in a while. But I usually henna my hair every 4 months or so. And I love henna because it gives a nice little hint of red, like you can see it in the sun. And henna is really
Okay.
good for your hair too, because it really like strengthens it and everything. But gives it a nice little color. And then also, if sometimes I want it really darker, I'll add the indigo and I make it like more of a richer brownish black color. So I like that color. I've had my hair blonde though before when it was really short. And that was really cool because my hair was super short, so I was like bleaching it. So I wasn't really concerned about the damage because I was just wearing it short all the time. So that was fun too.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like you like a lot of different colors there. And I'm guessing the henna also stuck with you because it was a natural hair coloring, right?
Yes,
So it did a lot.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, henna. Yeah. So if anybody wants to have their hair like jet black and you don't want any like don't want to use any chemicals in your hair, just go for the henna and then follow up with the indigo and to give your hair a really nice jet black color and it's permanent and it's a really rich, shiny color. And it's just it works. It strengthens the hair too, so it's better than using like box dye or any type of chemical dyes.
Yeah. I love that. I love the idea of using natural products on natural hair.
Yes,
Um, just for the,
yes,
you know, I love that. So,
yes.
okay, so I think I honestly, you answered all my questions because there was one more I was going to ask you, but you answered it in the last one.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and dig into some more questions, and y'all feel free if you have any questions in the chat. We'll keep track of those as well and try to get those answered for you. So thank you for joining. And once again, IG Live 25 is a special gift to you, code at the bottom. So Salima, a little bit about Hydratherma Naturals and how it came to be. You founded this amazing company over a decade ago, right?
It's almost 16 years this year. It'll be 16 year, our 16-year
Oh my
anniversary.
goodness, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is truly amazing. And, obviously behind that, there's a lot of passion. There was something that brought you to even come up with this idea and come up with these hair products. So I'm curious to know, like, what was your thought process? What was your drive to come up with Hydratherma Naturals?
Yeah, well, it's so crazy because when I was working as a beautician, I was working as a beautician in like the late 90s, and it was like everybody was pushing like protein treatments back then. So we were doing a lot of protein treatments to strengthen the hair. And I was like, we were using these heavy duty protein treatments. Like, so I noticed that the hair, when I was doing the hair would be, first it would be really, really strong and thick and everything. But then after continuously using these protein treatments, because we were just drilled in our mind, protein, protein, protein. So we were doing all these protein treatments. Then the hair started getting, as my clients were coming in, the hair was getting kind of like drier and more brittle. So then I was like, something's not right here. So I started balancing it out with the moisturizing treatments. So I was like, let me just try to use some moisture, maybe moisture one week and then protein the next week. And then boom, my client's hair just started taking off. So I was like, it's moisture protein balance. There's something to moisture protein balance. So I started like looking for lines and stuff that had moisture and protein balance in there. And I couldn't find any lines that were specifically designed to balance the moisture and protein levels in the hair. I couldn't find anything. So I was like, let me just start making some products that will balance the moisture and protein levels. So the first product that I created was the Daily Moisturizing Growth Lotion. And that product infused the hair with moisture. That is like it's like one of our top sellers. That is like crack. People love that product. I mean, from day one, we have customers from day one who still buy that product on a regular basis. I mean, it's just amazing. So that was our first product that we created. I just started like kind of giving it to my friends and family first to use, and they all loved it. So then I was branched out to like, I don't know if any old heads are on here who knows about the long hair care forum, but that's like a forum that we used to be on to talk about hair stuff. And I just told everybody there that, I had these new products and everything. And then people started buying them. I created a little bootleg website. People started buying it and everything. And then I created the protein balance leave-in conditioner. So that was like the moisture and protein balance. That was the beginning of it. So it was the moisturizer with the moisture infused, the daily moisturizing growth lotion infused the hair with the moisture, and then the protein balance leave-in, this one, infused the hair with protein. So then I came up with the oil to seal in the moisture and the protein. So that can be used on a daily basis to seal in the moisture, balance the moisture and protein in the hair. And then it just kind of took off from there. We branched out and we started creating shampoos that balance the moisture and protein levels in the hair. Then we created conditioners that balance the moisture and protein levels in the hair. So we have a moisturizing conditioner, and we have a protein conditioner, and you alternate those every other week, and your hair will fall into an amazing balance of moisture and protein. So after that, once your hair is balanced with moisture and protein, then you're not going to have to worry about breakage, because your hair is going to be perfect. It's going to have that perfect elasticity because it's not going to have too much protein, because too much protein can make the hair, too hard. And then too much moisture. A lot of people don't know about moisture can having your hair over moisturized. That's not good either, because it can get too soft. So if your hair feels really soft like cotton when it's wet, then it's has too much moisture. So you want to balance the moisture and protein levels. You don't want it too soft, and then you don't want it too hard, like when you wet your hair and it just pops, and it feels kind of hard and stiff. That means it's too much protein. So once you balance the moisture and protein levels in your hair will have that perfect elasticity. It just pop, and it won't pop. It won't pop. It'll bounce. It'll bounce. It just had that perfect elasticity, and you start gaining inches and length retention. Because a lot of people are wondering why their hair is not growing, but your hair is growing. It's growing out of the scalp, but it's just not the length is not those inches are not gaining on the end. That's what you want. You want to hold on to those ends if you're trying to grow your hair out. Your hair is going to always go from the scalp, but if the ends are popping off, then your hair is going to stay the same length forever. So you want to just balance out that moisture and protein so that your hair will be balanced and you will gain those inches. Okay. So as your hair grows from the scalp, you just keep your ends clipped, every, so often have a schedule to keep your ends clipped. But those inches will start, you start getting those inches once your hair is balanced. It's not going to be breaking and popping off.
Okay. I see that. I learned a lot. So
yeah. It's just, moisture protein balance. That's the goal of our line. Like that is the goal of our line.
Yeah. And you're the only one on the market that came up with that at the time, because it sounds like you were hands-on with it, right? You firsthand were looking at, clients' hair who was getting brittle and dry from too much protein, and you figured out with trial and error how much moisture to add to it in order to come up with this. That's very,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And I just noticed a big difference with my clients' hair. So I was like, I just need to people need to know about balancing the moisture and the protein levels in the hair. Because a lot of people, they'll put so much protein, it's like, so much moisture. Oh, I got to moisturize my hair. But you can overhydrate the hair. And a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that either for a while. That you, because you're told, from childhood, you need to put some oil in your hair, you need to put some cream in your hair, something like that. But you can actually do too much, and you got to balance it with strengthen it.
Right, right, exactly.
And it sounds like Hydrotherma Natural will do that for you. So that's great.
Yes. Yes.
So, um, sharing some of that, Salima, how, you know, you came to this, came, you know, to creating Hydrotherma Naturals. I'm curious to know, like, you know, you might have answered this in the previous question, but, you know, when you were formulating Hydrotherma Natural products, I know, you know, the main pieces are, you know, the protein and the moisture and balancing that. But I know one thing that makes it unique is some of the ingredients that go into it being natural. What was, in your opinion, like the most important characteristic that you wanted them to have, or maybe characteristics that you felt were very important to maintain throughout your
Yeah.
product line?
Yeah, well, with the moisturizing products, I wanted to have um I wanted to have with, for example, the growth lotions, I wanted to have ingredients in there that really infuses, like ceramides, that really infuses the hair with that moisture and seals it in. So our products are rich with ceramides, which kind of like coat the hair strand, but not coat it to the point where it's like the moisture is in there and it's coated, so it's kind of like sealed in there with the ceramides. So ceramides are really, really important because they help seal in that moisture. So it's not only adds the moisture, but it seals in the moisture. So that was really important as far as like the moisturizing products. And then with the protein products, I wanted to use light proteins, very light proteins. I didn't want to use heavy proteins. So a lot of people use our amino deep conditioning treatment. They always ask, "Oh, do you have to follow up with a moisturizing conditioner?" And you don't. If you use that conditioner, your hair is going to feel super, super soft. It's not going to feel like those heavy protein treatments. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of people know the famous protein treatment that everybody used back in the day that makes your hair really hard. So, our protein, I wanted in the protein products, I wanted to use very light proteins. So
Okay.
you can use them every other week and it's not going to cause any protein overload because they're very light protein. Like this product, even the protein minus leave-in conditioner, you can use this every day because it's a very, very light silk amino acids. It's very light. So it's like you do a little bit at a time, but often, as opposed to doing heavy protein treatments at one time, because that can be really harsh on the hair. So yeah, so with the protein treatments, I really made sure that I incorporated really light proteins as opposed to heavy duty protein.
Mm. So it was more about kind of just the consistency of applying the protein and not about all kind of like lumping it into one session.
Exactly. Yep. It's like little and often. So you're doing it every other week. You're alternating it with the moisturizing deep conditioning treatment, and then you're putting the moisture on. I'm sorry, the moisturizing deep conditioning treatment next week or next shampoo. You use the protein, and then you're just constantly alternating back and forth, and eventually your hair will fall into a nice balance. So it's like little and often as opposed to a lot at one time.
Okay, I see. I like that. So in increments. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning a lot of science behind the hair today. Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all, and this is some good information. Like I didn't know that about the protein and, you know, just putting it in smaller batches and all of that and the dryness of the hair if you don't balance it with the moisture. So thank
Yeah.
you, Salima.
Yeah,
And
and if people use it, they're kind of shocked because a lot of times when you use protein treatments, you have to follow up with a moisturizing treatment, but you don't have to do that with ours. You just use it, and then your hair. People say that their hair, and I can attest to this with our clients, your hair will feel different after just one use of the amino deep conditioning treatment. Your hair will feel different after just one use. Just try it. If you have not tried it, and anybody in here who has tried that conditioner, you guys can attest to this that your hair feels different after the first time you use it.
mm, okay,
Yeah.
okay. A product where you can feel the difference immediately. Also, I'm seeing in the comments here, thank you, Trinity. The products smell amazing too. That's always a plus.
Yes, Trinity. Yes, she is one of our boys. She's been a customer for a long time customer. We appreciate you, Trinity. We appreciate all of y'all, everybody who's been a customer. Mercedes, she's been a customer for years too. I recognize a lot of these names.
Yeah, thank you all for joining
Yeah,
too.
thank everybody.
And just as a reminder for anybody who's just now joining us, once again, thank you for joining. At the bottom of the screen, there is a code, a gift to you. It's a one night only code for 25% off all daily use products. IG Live 25. So IG Live 20. Yep, you see that? One night only. One night only.
And the daily use products will keep your hair balanced during, that's why they're called daily use, because you can use them every day to keep your hair balanced during the week. So like the deep conditioning treatments are to keep your hair balanced, during the, every other week. This gives you a little bit more. But if you want to just keep your hair balanced during the, like every day,
Hmm.
just give your hair a little balance of moisture and protein every day, the daily use products are the ones for that. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because we know wash day can't be every day for us. We gotta we gotta
Yeah, exactly.
that. Okay. Good.
I
Yeah.
see you, Della. Della, I see you. Yeah, our customers are amazing.
Yeah. I can thank you for joining, everybody.
Yes, thank you guys.
So Salima, we are about to hop into your book in one moment. We just wanted to, cover one more question before we do. Um, Currently, I know Hydratherma Naturals is having a Black History Month celebration sale, and there's 3 daily use products specifically that are being called out in that sale. Can you tell us a little bit about the benefits of those products?
Yes, yes. Yeah, so this is a product fave. This is the follicle mist, the hydrochloric monoxide follicle mist. This is one of our best sellers as well. This stuff is hard to keep on the shelves at stores, and it's hard to keep on
Mhm.
our website. It's amazing because it helps to keep the scalp healthy. Because a lot of times people, they're so focused on the hair, but they're just like not really focusing on the scalp. And you have to have a healthy scalp to have your hair growing properly. So this product you can use on your hair. You can use it on wash day. So I use it, and you can use it during the week. It just depends on the style you're wearing. So, like, for example, if you're wearing your hair in afro, curly, whatever, you can use it every day. If you are wearing a silk press and you don't want your hair to revert, you don't want to use it every single day because it's water based. So I do use this hair like when I'm bunning and stuff like that. I use it every day when I'm wearing my hair in a bun and stuff like that. When I'm silk pressed, I use it on wash day. So this is one
Okay.
of our best sellers. People love it because it really helps. I mean, we've had customers who have sent us before and after pictures of their hair. There's some of them were going through chemo and things like that. And it's just so rewarding to see, this product help so many people. So this is, and it makes the hair so soft. Like you can spray it on your hair too, not just your scalp, but you can spray it on your scalp and just do like scalp massages, massage your scalp, get it in there. And you can spray it on your hair too because it makes the hair really, really soft. And it's part of the moisture aspect of the moisture and protein balance. So yeah, this one is amazing. And then the leave-in conditioner,
Hmm.
the protein balance leave-in conditioner, this is the one that's going to strengthen your hair. Like it's going to really make it strong because it has the light proteins in it. It has really light silk amino acids. So like with me, like this, with my hair straight, I can put this on, put a little bit, just like all you need is like a pea-sized amount, put it on my hair, and then I'll just put my hair in some Bantu knots or something like that. And then the next day, my hair is like really, really soft and everything. So this is a great product to add some protein to your hair. So to keep it from breaking during the week, you can use it every day. And after you shampoo and deep condition, rinse your deep conditioner out, you can just apply this on, and you'll just notice your hair will just start feeling a lot more stronger the more you use it because the silk amino acids. So this is a really good, amazing product just to balance that protein levels. And then the hair growth oil. This is one of our best sellers as well. A lot of our
Yep.
daily use products, I mean, they sell very well. This product has black seed oil in it, and I love black seed oil. It has so many good uses. But this product can be used. You can put it on your scalp and do scalp massages with it. So you put this on, and then you can put this on,
Mm.
kind of fill in that moisture, do your scalp massages, and then you can put it on your hair ends. And if you're wearing a silk press, you don't need a lot, just like a couple of drops, just to keep, put it a little bit on your ends. And then if you're wearing like an afro, you're wearing your curls, if you say that you want to do a wash and go, you can we have the Hydratherma Naturals aloe curl enhancing cream, and then you can follow it up with this to fill in that moisture, and it gives you like the perfect wash and go. So this has like multiple uses. And I use it on my skin too. So you can use it on
Oh,
your skin, people. Yeah, so it has like multiple uses, but yeah, this is it's amazing, and it's not very heavy. It's not really super super light either, so it's kind of like midway, but it's not heavy. It's not gonna weigh your hair down or anything like that. And all you need is a
okay.
little. I mean, the products are really high quality and they're concentrated, so you don't have to use a lot of product. So This is gonna, if you buy this is gonna last you for a long time.
Mm, okay, good, good. We love a product that lasts. That was so you named a couple products where you only need literally a dollop just to make, to make a difference in your hair. So you can probably
Yeah.
really stretch it out. And it sounds like, especially like the oil and the follicle mist, they work together, right?
Yeah, they do. Yep, they work together. Like you can, and like if I, since my hair is heat trained,
Mm-hmm.
if I put this on my roots, because the roots is the new part of my hair, so this is not going to be as heat trained as the ends of my hair. So the ends of my hair is when it's wet, it doesn't really revert. So if I want to say I want to just do some bantu knots and I want them to be really really like fresh and crisp, then I can put this on my hair ends, just a couple of sprays on my hair ends, and then put bantu knots in. But I wouldn't spray it if you get a fresh silk press and you're not heat trained. I would not suggest like spraying it on your ends or on your roots because it's going to revert your hair. But if you are heat trained, and your ends don't revert, then you can definitely put it on your ends and just do your bantu knots or braid out, so whatever.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that tip then. Speaking of the heat trained hair also and kind of like the best practices with that, I really wanted to get into this book, like
Yes, this is
yes,
my
please.
new book.
Congratulations on it, first of all. And
Thank
just so
you.
title is called Heat Training Natural Hair 101. That's Heat Training Natural Hair 101. And Salima, I just wanted to ask you some questions about it. You said you personally rock the heat trained hair. Your hair is clearly very healthy. I'm curious to know, what brought you to writing the book around heat training? That's just my first question. Like, what brought you to that point?
Yeah, I just wanted to dispel the what really brought me to want to write this book is because I really wanted to dispel the misinformation that was going out about heat trained hair. Because I saw a post and it was a lady who was a straight natural. She wore her hair straight all the time. She never wore her hair curly. And her ends were straighter than her roots. So her roots were kind of like curly here, then they got a little bit wavy, and then the ends were the straight. But she didn't have any breakage. She didn't have any, problems with any split ends, no brittleness or anything like that. So her stylist was telling her that she had to cut her hair all the way up to like right here because she said all this was damaged. And she wouldn't let the stylist cut her hair. So the stylist proceeded to blow dry her hair, flat iron her. Her hair was fine. Like it was, no, it wasn't. It had great elasticity as it appeared to be. There was no breakage. Her ends were very blunt, very, very healthy looking hair. So I'm like, why is the stylist telling her to cut her hair? She's wearing her hair straight all the time. It, who cares if the ends are straight as long as the hair is not breaking and it's not dry and it's not brittle. Now, if somebody's wearing their hair curly all the time and then they get their hair flat ironed and then their hair doesn't revert, then that's like a shock. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I don't like this because you don't want to wear your hair straight all the time. You want to wear your hair curly back and forth, and you can't do that once your hair is altered. Once the hair is altered on the ends, I call it altered. I really don't call it damaged unless it's breaking, unless it's splitting, unless it's dry, unless it's brittle. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are a straight natural and you wear your hair straight all the time, what do you care if your ends are not as curly as your roots? Nobody, it really doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, when you go out in the humidity, your hair is not going to revert because the ends is not, it's not going to frizz up into an afro because you naturally loosen the bonds of the hair with heat instead of using chemicals. It's still the same process of loosening the disulfide bonds, but you're just doing it with heat instead of doing it with chemicals.
Mm, okay, I see.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, the structure of the hair, right, can still be healthy even if it's sprained. And like one thing you pointed out, if your intention is to straighten your hair anyway, and it's not necessarily to revert it all the time, then it's not really, it doesn't make a huge difference if that is your intention to wear your style like
Exactly, exactly. If that's your intention. So a lot of people are going back to relaxers right now. And, you really don't have to. I don't have anything against relaxers because, some people use them. I'm not trying to relax or bash or anything like that. But, I have anything against people that use relaxers. But it's like you don't have to. You don't have to use relaxers. You can use heat to loosen your curl pattern. You can use heat to loosen. It's not going to happen like overnight, but eventually as time goes by, depending on, I have a lot of different things that I talk about in this book about specifically how to do it and like setting up a schedule and things like that and what flat irons to use, the types of flat irons, ceramic versus titanium and things like that. But you can loosen a curl pattern with heat over time. So you don't have to. You don't have to use a chemical if you don't want to. And I go out and I live in Atlanta. I go on the Atlanta humidity and my hair is fine. It's fine. It's just like having a relaxer, but it's just with with the use of heat. So a lot of people are going back to relaxers, but you know, if you just want to just relax your hair and you just want that quick, straight look, then I can see. But, if you could just take a few months and just kind of just continuously use heat, then you don't have to worry about your hair reverting. And that's like one of the main questions that I get about, one of the main questions that I get is, what do you do about reversion?
Okay. Yeah. Y'all heard it here. Okay, there are other ways to go about straightening your hair. There's obviously relaxers. There's heat training as an option for you. And if y'all haven't been to Atlanta, it is humid out here. It will get your hair nice and frizzy. So to say you combat that humidity out here, that's saying a lot.
Yes. Yes.
It's real.
It's so humid in Atlanta.
Yes. So Salima, a little bit more about the book. I'm curious to know, like, you covered a lot about, heat training and some of the misconceptions around it just now. What would we expect to learn, from reading the book? What are some skills or, some tips we could expect to pick up in our heat training journey?
Yeah, well, I have so many tips in this book, like so many tips. Everything from when is the right time to start your heat training journey and what type of products to use, what are the ingredients that you need to use. And I'll give you that. One of the main ingredients that people should use when they're heat training is silicones. A lot of people are afraid of using silicones, and that's another myth. Like, silicones, if you're using heat in your hair, then you definitely want to use silicones because silicones will protect the hair. It protects the hair from getting brittle and dry and getting a lot of split ends. So silicone is one of the ingredients that I definitely recommend, and it's in our products. In the Hydratherma Natural Silk Press System, we have a silk press system that I'd recommend in this book because it has all the ingredients that your hair needs to, the proteins, the silicones, the ceramides, all that stuff that your hair needs if you are heat trained, if you're using heat. I also go into like the different tools that you can use too, because all flat irons are not the same, all blow dryers are not the same. There's specific blow dryers that are better and some that are not so good. And the difference between the titanium flat irons and the ceramic flat irons, and how often you should use them, and just depending on your hair texture and your hair type. People with fine hair, I don't suggest using titanium irons, and I tell you why in the book. But I go into all that. Go into the why you shouldn't use oils on your hair before you flat iron. You can use them after you flat iron your hair, but if you're using oils before you flat iron your hair, like putting oils on your hair and then flat iron it, that's not the best thing to do because the oil heats up so fast and it can really cause some damage. It's kind of like the oil heats up fast, like you're frying the hair. So I give a lot of tips in this book about just everything and also I do a lot of education in the book about the structure of the hair as well, and like the disulfide bonds and the layers of the hair and how heat affects the layers of the hair and how heat affects the disulfide bonds in the hair. So it's a lot of education in the book, and then it's just a lot of scenarios that I created about different people who like the way they go back and forth between curly and straight. Is heat training for you? I go into the pros and cons about heat training as well, and the pros and cons about doing a texturizer versus heat training. And I talk about also keratin treatments and relaxer versus heat training and texturizing versus heat training. So I do a lot of different, create a lot of different scenarios in the book with people who that have wear their hair different ways and whether heat training is good for them or not.
Okay, so it's got something in there for everybody. It's not for, I'm gonna heat train my hair permanently, naturalistas. It's also for the reversion. It gives you tips on like how to go about it, like what type of tools to use. So there's a lot of good information.
Right. And then, a lot of people may not want to heat train their hair to the point like where mine is heat trained to where like when it's wet, it's not much of a curl pattern. You might just want to just loosen your curl pattern just a little bit, just to make wash day a little bit easier for you. So I tell you how to do that as well in the book. If you just want to loosen it just a little bit, just so you can know your wash day is not going to take a day. It'll be maybe like a wash hour or a wash couple of hours, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Because you just might want to just loosen it up just a little bit. So you can control how much you loosen your curl pattern. You don't have to loosen it to the point where it's straight. You can loosen it to the point where you just have like a little bit of a loosened curl pattern. So I tell you all about that in the book, how to do that.
Very interesting. Well, I'm personally very curious. I'm always been interested in like the curl pattern and controlling that. And then also some tips you just dropped on us, like about adding oil to your hair, right? Before you add the heat. I'd never even thought about that before, like frying the hair and how to prevent any type of damage. So this will definitely be something to review. Thank you. We have a couple. Of course. Quick question around, we kind of covered this, but I just wanted to really dig into it a little bit more. Heat trained hair, I think sometimes from those, especially in the natural hair community, is mistaken for damaged hair, right? And we touched on this a little bit earlier. Is this kind of, correct? Or what are your thoughts on this assumption? Like, would you consider heat trained hair is different than damaged hair, or how does that pan?
Yeah, well, it's like some people like heat is so demonized. Like people are just like, I hear people say, "Oh, I don't use any heat in my hair whatsoever," and that's fine. That's their prerogative. Some people are just think that they're so afraid of using heat. They think that if they use heat one time, something is going to happen. And sometimes, it can happen. Like sometimes I've heard of people going to salons and getting their hair silk pressed, and their hair won't revert back, and they're upset about it. So I can understand why people will be afraid of heat. But at the same time, if heat is used correctly, that's the thing. Heat being used correctly, then your hair can really thrive using heat because your hair is going to always be in a stretch state. So you're going to have less tangles, less breakage because your hair is always in a stretch state. So as far as like heat damage, this is where it gets kind of hairy because there's a lot of people who are like so polarized when it comes to heat damage and what's heat damage and what's heat training and stuff like that. But my definition of heat damage is hair that is dry, that is breaking, it's brittle, it's loaded with split ends. The heat was used incorrectly. You may have used oil on their hair, or they just may use the wrong type of iron. They may use titanium iron on their hair, and their hair was not strong enough for it, or anything like that. So anything that causes the hair to be dry, brittle, breaking off, and you can look at the hair, you can look at somebody's hair and tell that it's damaged. You know what I mean? And that to me is heat damage. But if your hair is thriving, if it's growing, you're retaining length, you are not experiencing split ends like that, like you're keeping your ends trimmed, you're retaining length, your hair has great elasticity, it's not breaking off, it's not popping off, and it just looks really healthy, it looks really shiny. To me, that's not considered damage. I don't consider that damage. Especially now, if I was somebody who liked to wear their hair curly, like I mentioned before, and then that happens to me, then that's like a shocker. And it's like, oh no, my hair was curly, and I like to wear it curly, and now look at it, it's straight. Like, oh no, like my hair is damaged. You know what I mean? But if you wear your hair straight all the time and you don't mind loosening your curl pattern, and it's thriving, it's looking amazing, then I don't consider that damage. And I don't think that people should have to cut their hair off, if their hair, the curl pattern is loosened, especially if you're wearing your hair, straight.
Yeah.
Now, if you're wearing your hair curly, that's a whole other thing because, you may have to cut it to get back to have your hair grow back out to have the same curl pattern as your roots.
Okay, I see. So it really just depends on preference. Sounds like what is your once again intention on styling your hair? Are you looking for that looser hair pattern? Are you looking to revert back? And then also it sounds like there are options to still revert while doing the heat training. So
Yes, yeah, exactly. So heat training, I mean, I definitely recommend it. Like it's not for everybody, but it does can really benefit a lot of people, even if it's just loosening your curl pattern a little bit, just to make your wash days a lot easier. But yeah, but if I always say if you like to go back and forth between curly and straight, then I would definitely reconsider heat training because, unless you're just heat training just a little bit, just to loosen your curl pattern a little bit.
okay.
Yeah.
So there's a method. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I love that. I'm really curious to find out what that method is, and I guess the way to do that is to read the book. So my next question, Salima, is where can we get this book? Where can we get Heat Training Natural Hair 101?
Yeah, this book is available on Amazon. And actually it was rated number 1 for like 2.5 weeks. It was rated number 1 in the hair category and the cosmetics category. So yeah, this is you can pick it up there on Amazon, Heat Training Natural Hair, and I think that you'll really enjoy the book
Mm,
100%.
well, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Yeah, so we can find the book on Amazon, Heat Training Natural Hair 101. Very excited to read that and learn more about the heat training journey and methods around it to do it the healthy way. So Salima, last question of the night. First off, thank you once again for being here, sharing everything with your book, sharing all the amazing things that are going around with Hydratherma Naturals. And just one more time for everybody who's joined, thank you. Our gift to you at the bottom, 25% off tonight. Yes, all daily products at hydrathermanaturals.com.
Yeah,
Go
and these are not all the daily use products. That we have other products too. We have the growth lotion, we have the vitamins, we have other daily use products as well on our website.
That's right, y'all. So you can check it out at hydrathermalnaturals.com and just use the code IGLive25 for 5% off all those products, the vitamins, the whole gambit. So Salima, last question of the night. You've got this book, you've got these amazing hair products. I'm curious to know, what are your future plans? Do you have more books to come? What's in the future for Salima Cartwright?
Yeah, well, definitely more books are coming. I already wrote a book called 300 Healthy Hair Tips for All Hair Types, and that's available on Amazon. It's also available at hydrathermanaturals.com. So if you guys want to pick up that book, it has 300 hair tips for all different hair types. Some great hair tips to get you on your healthy hair journey. I'm going to be writing some more books as well. I'm going to be writing some more books about. I have some topics, but I'm not ready to divulge that yet. But it's keep in touch with me and you'll find out. But I have, some other books I have coming in the works. And I really want to focus on education. I really want to educate people on how to take care of their own hair. It's nothing wrong with going to the salon 'cause I was a stylist, so I'm not, but I think that everybody should know how to take care of their hair. I think that everybody should know, if you can't get into can't get to your stylist, how can you take care of your own hair? How can you, keep it in a healthy state, on your own if you need to. So I think that everybody should just be educated on at least how to manage their own hair. So education, I'm going to be doing a lot more education.
I love that. And thank you for educating all of us tonight. And
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Asha. I really appreciate it.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Selena. We're really excited to, see what you do in the future here. Everybody go, if you are interested in learning about Heat Training Natural Hair 101, pick up the book, Heat Training Natural Hair 101 on Amazon. Salima Cartwright is the author. Please take advantage of the discount code tonight.
Yes.
Yes, 5% off daily use products. That includes the products she just showed and other products like vitamins. There's the hair growth oil in there. There's the follicle mist. There's a lot of different products to choose from, y'all. So thank you so much, Salima, for sharing. Really excited to see what you do, and I'm definitely gonna be picking up that book. So
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. And actually, your hair is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank,
It
thank
is stunning. It's so beautiful.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I am also working on my heat training journey, so I'm excited to see how I can do that the right way through your book. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank you. Thank you. And thank everybody who hopped on this live, man. We hardly ever do live. So I'm really happy that everybody who came on here, all of our customers and everybody, I recognize a lot of the names here and all the customers who are the new and old customers. I appreciate all of you guys.
Yeah, thank you, community, for coming together. And we'll be definitely doing this again in the future sometime. Really appreciate the support. If y'all have any interest in, hearing about future topics, please feel free to, send us a DM, send Hydratherma Naturals a DM, or, leave a comment. There's plenty of ways to contact us, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Asha. Appreciate you.
You have a good night. Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye bye, everybody.